I believe that an altcoin season is very imminent. Now, the last time we saw this happening around worldwide, where Iran and Israel had a big conflict, Bitcoin took and pumped all the way from $65,000 to as high as $109,000 back on October 1st, 2024. And the big question is, will we see a massive altcoin season pump, and will we see this crypto market explode? Now, guys, there's a few things I want to talk about. Unless it's World War III, right? I don't expect crypto to dump just yet. Okay, so right now, yes, there's a war happening, but there's been wars with, we know what happened with Russia and Ukraine. The first time when, pretty much Russia invaded Ukraine, we know what happened. Crypto dumped shortly after. Crypto literally exploded. So you guys can see right here in the past day, things are pretty bloody, I would say. I mean, things are down, anywhere between 5 to 15%. Pepe is down 12%. Things have not been looking good, obviously, because of the conflict in the Middle East. You guys can see right here, Jupiter in the past week is down 12.9%. AB is down up 40%. Uniswap up 20%. SPX up 21%. And pretty much that's about it. Overall, in the last 30 days or in the past month, I mean, we are still deeply in red, guys. I mean, you could see tokens, coins, cryptos are down anywhere between 20 to 40% from HBAR, Sand, Caspa, etc. So we're gonna have to see what happens. But first, I do want to talk about with Bitcoin. This is gonna be a short video, so if you guys do like these videos, of course, don't forget to smash the subscribe button, leave a like, turn those notification bells on so you guys never miss a video. Anyways, having a look right here at Bitcoin, you guys can see is clearly making a lower high right here. So not only are we making a lower high, but we also got a nice little rejection. So this is a potential sign of reversal. Right now, of course, we do have a nice little area right here, which is very important. Now, we do have a very important support region right here, and also we have the nice little point of control, which is given right here. So the point of control is obviously an important area. If we do fall below the point of control, you could expect Bitcoin to essentially fall down to $93,000 to $95,000, which is this next POC level right here. You guys can see that there's not much really support in this area, anywhere between $102,000 to $96,000. So you could expect mass liquidation, or maybe a short pump and dump, something like that, or dump and pump, I guess you could say. You guys can see this is also demand area right here, support area. This is when Bitcoin literally took it from $93,000 all the way to as high as $112,000. So we're gonna have to see what happens here. Let me just put this chart a little bit to the right. You guys can see right here, I don't know if you guys can see, but the volume profile is looking pretty decent. As of right now, it looks like we do have not the pullback, but it looks like we do have the support. If we do fall below not only the POC level, but the support region, which is this rectangle, you could expect crypto to go down. But like I said, guys, I think this is a time to essentially long altcoins unless Ethereum breaks below $2,300. If we see Ethereum break below $2,392 to be exact, you guys can see right here, Ethereum has been consolidating for about 34 days right here. Obviously, this was a nice little fake out. Okay, so this was a nice little fake out, obviously, and came back down, and now we're consolidating again. Now, of course, this is the known as the Bart Simpson pattern. What is the Bart Simpson pattern? Is it looks like Bart Simpson, guys. I mean, look at this. You go up, you go sideways, you go down. This is the freaking head, and this is pretty much Bart Simpson, right? Can Ethereum go do as low as 1768? We're gonna have to see what happens here. I think we could see Ethereum come down. If Ethereum does do that, then we could essentially see altcoins bleed. Okay, and when I'm talking about altcoins bleed, I'm talking about altcoins bleed. Okay, having a look at Solana real quick, guys. This is Solana on the daily time frame. Now, here's the thing about Solana. Okay, Solana is holding this area really, really, really well. It's holding a very, very nice support region. But the big thing is that Solana is also creating a head and shoulder. Now, what can the target for this head and shoulder be? Well, if I actually take the top of the head, okay, and I bring it all the way down, and I put it at the breakout. Now I'm assuming, okay, I'm not saying we're gonna go there and whatnot, but you guys can see that it would essentially bring Solana back down to $108, and that is approximately a 23% dump. Are we gonna see that, or will Solana essentially hold this? If Solana does hold this, and we see a nice little bounce to the upside or a nice little pump, we could actually see one of the biggest reversals ever on Solana and bring it all to pretty much an all-time high, I guess you could say. You guys can see right here that the all-time high, I believe, is $300. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's $300. That's the all-time high. So we're gonna have to see what happens here. And obviously, the next couple days are gonna be very, 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 very crucial, not only for crypto, but for what's happening in the Middle East. Will Trump get in the war? Will Trump react? What is going to happen exactly? Will the Dixie keep on pumping? Will it keep on falling? We're gonna have to keep an eye on that, because the US dollar index obviously is a big move. If the US dollar pumps, you could expect crypto to essentially go down. Having a look at the Bitcoin dominance, guys. The good thing about the Bitcoin dominance is we are one step closer to a massive altcoin season. And why do I say that? Because if the Bitcoin dominance reaches 72%, we could see one of the biggest altcoin seasons ever. We saw it right here in 2017, we saw it right here in 2019, and we saw it right here in 2020. Okay, so if we see the Bitcoin dominance reach 72%, you could expect a massive dump on not on Bitcoin, but on the Bitcoin dominance, sorry, which would mean the altcoin will essentially explode. So we're gonna have to see what happens here, obviously on the Bitcoin dominance. Now, just because the Bitcoin dominance is going up all the way to 72%, that doesn't mean that altcoins will bleed against the dollar, but it will mean that it will bleed against Bitcoin. Okay, so the Bitcoin value will obviously go down, but the US dollar will either remain the same or it will go up. Okay, so that's exactly what is happening right now at the very moment. Now, this attack is a significant one. It's not obviously Iran is gonna, answer. Iran's gonna attack back. It's only a matter of time, in my opinion, and we're gonna have to see how the market reacts when it does happen. So as of right now, it looks like Bitcoin is making a nice little recovery on the 4-hour time frame, or even on the daily time frame. You guys can see right here, but we're gonna have to see what happens. We're gonna get more information tomorrow. If you guys do like this video, don't forget to smash the subscribe button, leave a like, and I will see you guys in my next video.